Coming back, we want to just apply these concepts into one simple tool. Okay, so if I want to talk to the general public, what is the simplest message you can deliver? What is the simplest tool you can use?
You said flyers, right?
You can see, you can have, so it's one, we call it flyer. Okay? So in flyers, it can be, how long can it be?
How big enough by now?
It can be one pager. It can be half page. It can be quarter page. Quarter page. It can be a trifold. It can be whatever, right? So if you pick up your computer and you want to set up a new page, what is your primary? What is the primary trigger to inside your audience? There will be logic, or they will be heart. If somebody in financial domain and investment, most likely is logic. Okay.
What about steps? Would that not also?
Yeah, but I want to go into a specific way. So you will need, as everything we do, you need a hook. Okay, and now if I want to make the flyer with questions, so what is the question which you will ask in the very beginning? So I want to have the dialogue starting with a question.
So the hook is a question?
Yeah, if you want to have the hook is a question, so what will be the question?
Are you blank? Do you feel blank?
So do you feel? So if I say do you feel, it means I'm talking to what? Heart people. Do you experience?
The heart too?
Experience could be the steps. It could be
Yes. Experience.
Steps.
Yeah. And this is how you read people. If I come and say, like, you notice me, I'm always say, oh, I think this should be done in this way. I think this should be done this way. I'm a thinker by default. Okay? When I put my not neutral status, I will start talk about how I feel about my program to you guys. But because I'm a default thinker, I don't have feelings. If I let feelings go in the way, I will not be standing because I will feel tired. Okay? So this is where you have to understand. And you may wanna, if you go to meetup today, or you wanna go to, if you're going to networking events in this week, just try to let the first people to talk and try to figure out, are there feeler, thinker, or stepper?
Interesting.
Is it?
So then it's do you think would be a question for the logic folks?
Yes. So do you think it's another type of question? Do you think? You will confuse somebody when you say, how can it be done? How can you do it? So there are so many IT people and people who are claiming they serve companies in process. And we know many of them, and some of them, when I ask a question, so can you tell me what you do or how you do it? They don't have an answer. They tell you, oh yeah, we have people who are doing it for us. Because some of them are contractors, some of them are not doing the work themselves. Okay? If you attend a presentation for a bookkeeper, you will see she will just talk about the whole details. Even what she left behind, I think, I'm not sure if I have it or not, but I was in a very interesting networking event, very common one in Calgary every 2 months, and we had a presentation from a bookkeeper. And what she gave us at the end, the steps. I don't care about the steps.
Right.
Even I walked to her, I said, whatever you make is great. If you're gonna advance to the next level, you should give these people this particular tool, and don't worry, 80% of us will call you by the end of the month because we will get stuck with all of this collection of material. We don't know what to do. And she looked at this is great. I said, yeah, this is great because this is the value for your people. My value attending, which has come to the same question I have to you is, and before I ask the question, you have to understand, there are only few of us are willing and committed to do things are in a different way. Everybody is doing it this way, and we are the only few of successful who do it in a different way. If you are a bookkeeper selling on the stage, talking to people to convert them to be clients, because I don't like the word selling, okay? So you are a bookkeeper standing on the stage and you want to convert the audience to be clients. Is it in your best interest to show them your process and your step-by-step? Yes or no? I repeat the question again. If you are a bookkeeper who are talking on the stage in front of 50 to 168 people in particular, was it that particular day? 68 individuals, and you have some clients, and you're underlining interest to convert the others to be your client. Is it your best interest to teach them your step-by-step systems or not? Is it your best interest? Yes or no? And why?
No,
No,
because then you lost.
they don't. They just want the result of. Okay, this is me speaking from the heart. I just want the results.
Okay.
They have the.
Now, if you will teach them your system, or
I'm not
you
gonna
brief
teach-
them in your system, and there are some logical people in there who can copy your system, will they sign to be your client?
No, they'll take it and run with it.
That's right.
themselves.
So I was sitting there, and this lady, I saw her, and she was actually teaching people on her system. And they do that because they are naive. They are not playing the big game. They don't know that their clients will be here. Not here. So there is no value. As a matter of fact, some of the feedback you will get that she is a very complex lady to work with. Because if I'm a feeling and I'm like you, I want to know the results only, and I see all of these extra steps, you say, oh, I got confused. It's very hard. Does she really have clients? She's all over the place. I don't know. Have you ever said this message before against any program?
Can't think offhand, but.
Does this feedback resonate?
Yeah.
So there is a danger if you talk about the steps against people who are not interested in the steps. And please go out and watch for it. Go out and see who is there. And once you see it, you basically don't subscribe to the service because you understand that these people did not invest in themselves on how to connect. Send them over my way, okay? So just go back and say, you know what? I know you talk about, I love your presentation. It's not the best presentation. To make it better, give them my business card, okay? No, but this is true. Like if somebody will stand and don't understand and talk and try to show, you are only allowed to show one or two steps. People to be convinced, and there are steps, they need to see one or two steps. But when you talk about your system and you leave behind a full detail of everything you can be doing, it does not resonate to me because
I don't want, the reason why I'm at the presentation is to find somebody to do those steps or to have some kind of process to get results for me. I don't.
I will. I agree with your. I agree with your answer, but I will expand it. I will expand it. I am here to figure it out. Who are the 30% who will not like my system, so I can overcome the rejection? Who are the 30% who are not aware of my service, but they need of it, so I can convert them? Who are, when they incorporated their companies or they change their status in the future, they can get me as a supplier? Who are they're doing it manually right now and they need a better automation system? and they can decide, and who's currently looking for. This is what I'm standing for. So I expand what you said to this level, because you basically looking for, you will be one or two of this category. But when you stand or you send you a message to somebody, you are trying to figure out which one here, and once you sort through them, you can have one-on-one focused messages, or you can have a call to action for each one of them. So she did not have even a call to action, which is very. Yeah, you must have a call to action more than if you need help to come talk to me, okay? In nowadays, we don't, because even if you look at the timing, like how long we'll be standing in line to talk to you? We are here for 4 hours or 3 hours networking event, so you spent 15 minutes now. Like she did not even, like when she gave us a sheet, she did not even have her address or phone number on it. And don't tell me I am picky, because I pick up this stuff, but
That's one-on-one.
okay. So if you want to structure your first sheet, so what is the first questions you will ask people for? Can you write down
For our own product?
for your own product? Because the all practice we have here is what? The all practice is for us to make what we have right now better. I can go get paper if people need loose paper. So what are the sample questions you will ask as a hook? Can you share when you're ready?
I have one. It says, do you feel emotionally blocked?
Okay. Do you feel emotionally blocked? Can you give a feedback, guys?
Short, sweet. I don't know if I would need because of, but I guess.
No, I just here we have the hook. Here we are only looking at the hook. The hook can be a big.
Yeah.
The hook can be a statistics or can be a question. So I want to deal with the hook as a question. So, do you feel emotionally blocked?
But that's a really.
This is a tough question. This is a tough question to be.
Your heart would resonate. You would be able to tell if that would hook you.
This will not hook anybody,
No?
because it's very hard for you to figure out that people can figure out that they are having a heart block. Like what is a heart? What is a feeling block?
Emotional block.
What is an emotional block? Like what is the status?
Well, heart people will know.
But it sounds a little bit more technical, like you're looking from very outside. Here's your emotional block. It's not that I think would
generic?
feel this.
No?
This is
What's your question?
My question is, do you feel overwhelmed at the amount of time to kill when you are retired? Which is pretty long compared to. Sure.
How about do you feel overwhelmed?
Yeah.
Stop there. I don't know. Is that still not here?
no, I have exactly the same.
What's your question?
For me, it's like, do you feel overwhelmed, not knowing where to start? This is
Okay,
fine.
okay, guys. Just let me guys.
Uh-oh.
We have only
fail off,
We just
yeah.
failed.
we have only we have only a very limited amount of time, so let's just cut through the chase, okay? So when you try, we don't like to use the word try, so when you
Experience.
want to do this particular exercise, you have to pick up very simple words. Are you worried about your plans to retirement? Are you ready for retirement? Do you have the right plans, or do you have a plan for retirement? Are you stressed? Are you confused? Are you overwhelmed? Does your business overwhelm you? Does your business worry you? So you need to make it so simple for people who are not aware of your service to resonate with it.
So for me, I'd like to be able to, I guess because I'm a heart person, I'm looking at it from a heart perspective, but think of people whose lives are all wrapped up in their work, and all of a sudden they don't have work anymore. So
Remember, you are fishing from where?
general-
Sorry to use the word fishing,
Yeah.
okay? We are general fishing now.
Mhm.
There is a difference between fishing here and fishing here or fishing here.
Okay.
So in the very first touch, you need to make it to a common practice.
Pretty
Are you stressed and you don't know? Do you know that you are stressed? Are you cautious of your stress? Are you aware that you are stressed? No, I'm not. These simple,
Well, that's a good one.
these simple questions will create the hook.
So that one you use without going into any direction, brain, heart, or feet, because
The best ones, no.
because
You cannot say I am not going to any directions, my friend. What you say is I'm going to all directions with one question. Are you stressed?
okay, yeah, you're not focusing on one, you're going in all directions.
Oh, no,
Because
direction,
my,
okay.
my question was, do you feel overwhelmed, which is like for heart-oriented people.
Yes, but
so it would be.
are you overwhelmed?
Yeah. Okay.
The alternative,
Go ahead.
the alternative from the question format will be the big statement. 97% of business owners are overwhelmed. Are you? If I write this sentence in this way, I am giving 97%, so it's a nice hook. I am segmenting, so if I am not a business owner, I will not bother. That's right.
Yeah.
And are you? I am making it what? I am making it personal. So if I work for you, and you are my boss, and you are the business owner, I will not read it. I'm not telling you where I'm going with this particular dialogue, but I'm saying that if I write 97% of business owners are stressed or worried about their business, are you? This particular sequence of words, what it will do is, if I am not a business owner, I will not read it. If I'm not, if I work for a business, I will not pass it over to my boss. Okay? If I ask, are you worried about your business? It's different story. Are you worried? It's different story. So when you try to put the hook are two things. One is a question, the other one is a big, interesting statistics or facts or whatever. Which one you use, you should pick up one. I would recommend to start the flyer with, are you?
So, the one that came to my mind when you mentioned statistics, if I say 75 to 90% of your doctor visits are stress related, are you, or how often do you visit? Or
Okay. I can use the first segment if I talk about audience. What's the difference between audience and general public? Audience, they have some kind of segmentation. So if I have your flyer inside a doctor, a clinical doctor or a medical services,
yeah.
I will write 90% out, whatever number percentage
Yeah.
are stress related. Are you stressed?
But you wouldn't put that in general because people do, in the general public, every one of them can relate to going to
How many of them would like to admit in public that they are medically related to the doctor? They go to doctor visits. Okay, just for something for you to think about. Remember, what I'm talking about here, there is no right or wrong. There are ways which have been proven previously that they have higher effective, and there are stuff which make logic. So when we sit and say, okay, how we can make it better, so we just take it to the next level. So I would recommend just have a simple question: Are you what? Are you stressed?
Are you stressed?
Are you? Do you worry about your business? Or
Are you worried about your retirement plans?
or are you ready for retirement?
Or are you ready?
Are you ready for retirement with a plan, or with an effective plan? Don't feel shy of putting excellent words behind it. Okay, like influential words behind it. Okay.
So if I say with an effective lifestyle plan, because I don't want to get into the financial plan. So are you ready for retirement with an effective lifestyle plan? Or do you have an effective lifestyle plan for your retirement?
Yeah, this is still the aha moment did not come, but the aha moment will come.
How about do you worry all the time?
Yeah. So what will come after the hook? So the hook will be a question: Are you?
Right?
Do you? Or the other ones will be the 97% of whatever. Now, what is the next paragraph you will have? How you start the first entry paragraph?
Probably something to let them know there's a solution. Is that too soon?
You didn't learn. You didn't learn.
Why?
You have to repeat the previous course. So we get now people to repeat. Okay, some courses.
Detention. I got detention.
Remember,
Oh yeah. Okay.
you remember this sinusoidal graph?
Yeah.
So you can start and saying 85% of the population are not ready for retirement.
Oh, like a fact.
85% of the population are not ready for retirement. They don't have plans for. Reframe it now for me, please. What's the plan for?
For
Because you are not talking about financial.
meaningful, I'm looking for making your retirement years purposeful and meaningful.
So you can say 85% or many people, whatever percentage, they don't have reasonable or effective lifestyle plans, and they believe that financial planning is sufficient. However, they miss purposeful, meaningful, and what? And another word, just to think about it, okay, just make it blank. Planning, and they don't seek or apply any tools which will negatively impact their relationships with their families, successors, and they will not be able to leave legacy behind. Are
My
you?
brain is working as fast as you're talking, and my writing is working as fast. Missing tools to increase.
Where did you stop? Where did you stop?
So in this meaningful and purposeful and something or other planning,
Yeah.
and something about missing tools to increase. This is the feel-good statement I think we were talking about.
They you can go along. They don't use and apply effective planning tools to achieve purposeful and fulfillment in their retirement, which impact their personal relation with their family, and they don't leave legacy. So this is here. I came to this point here.
So in the next statement, you want to reframe and then get
So
into
this is the reframing. So the
Yeah.
reframing for her is the planning tools. The reframing for her was the planning tools.
Okay.
So in this particular example, we start saying 85% of people believe that financial planning is sufficient. They don't have lifestyle planning tools. And what this life planning tools missing, it will impact their feelings and their living with their kids and with their successors, and they don't leave legacy. Okay? You can stop at that point and say, do you feel the pressure, or are you one of these? Or are you one of those? And then you can go in the following paragraph and say, we are the world lead supplier for retirement, or we are an innovative, or whatever you want to describe yourself, an awesome, whatever you want to describe yourself.
That would be
We are, this will be here. We are a supplier for this service, which is we are a supplier for personal planning or specialized planning for lifestyle, retirement lifestyle, or lifestyles after retirement. We are, we use the unique tools, or you can name your tools, to access our tools. Please visit so and so, or call so and so, or download to get more.
Is that the top?
This is the topic.
So we provide X, Y, and Z, and then the top one is that we provide X, Y, and Z is really just under that graph. But what's the distinction between the last?
This is your personal offer,
Okay.
and this is what people, what are the general offers in the market. So there is a solution. We are here a solution, and then at the end you need to have a call to action.
Right.
Okay. Now, does this make sense?
So the reframe that I had was, you know what, after I say either do you even know you're stressed or 97% of whatever, my reframe is people don't know how to overcome stress quickly, effectively, and easily, or people
don't know.
Okay, people don't know. I know, I do here. But it's the idea is there are alternative options that work better than medications.
Many people are unaware
Many people are unaware,
that there are options
That
to
there are options.
medications and
or you may not be unaware. You may not be aware
that there are
there are
alternatives
alternatives to medications. There are better alternatives than medications.
to alleviate your stress.
But that would be the question, right? I don't know, but you may not be aware. Would that be a good start for?
No, we end up with the question. Well, I'm not going back to the question, but if you want to have the paragraph,
Yeah.
you have to talk about what people are doing. Okay? And now the problem is stress management tools. So do you have a stress management tools?
Yes.
And people don't get effective stress management tools.
That's really what I'm trying to say here.
That's it.
Well,
So people are going to doctors and they feel stressed and they're going to doctors because they lack stress management, effective personalized stress management tools. Okay? Without a tool, without the proper application of the tool, this will impact their life, they impact their income, they impact their relationship. Are you one of those? Are you one of those? And then you stop and you go say, we are blah 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 blah, who offers a personalized stress management tool for and you start to download our ebook or to sign up, visit this particular website. So you should have here call to action. Okay? So what I end up doing here is I end up having my paragraph here, and I have here a call to action. Okay? Does it make sense?
So you'd have like a half partition.
I'm not talking about half partition, I'm talking just about like what are the steps, what are the content, okay? So I have here my hook, which is a question.
Yeah.
I have a paragraph,
Right,
which is this sinusoidal.
Okay.
And I love the fact is all of you are resonating with the look of it, because it doesn't need to be sine. It's a cosine or sine or whatever. It doesn't matter. But it matters is when we talk about this graph, you know what are the steps by now, which is, I believe, the best achievement ever. You know.
So one thing I was thinking of, like for my little thing for continuing education, saying something about, you know, whether you're starting to think of you're easing into or thrust into retirement.
Okay, so whether you are, it's a multi-way answer, and you should avoid multi-way answers. Remember, guys, English is my third language. Okay, so I don't know much of English, but whether means
Whether or not.
or both.
Yeah.
Okay, but are you is yes or no? So what will happen if people will say, oh, nobody's resonating? That's great. You know, you basically get the fifth bucket, which is people who are you don't care about them. Okay, we did not finish here.
No.
Okay,
Call to action.
so you need to have what are the examples for call to actions? My cell phone, call me.
All download.
Yeah, like you might say,
Subscribe.
sometimes you find contact us and they don't even have a number. The number is down or up somewhere else. Or call us. Or figure out who are we. You know? So you need to have a call of action. Then one other technique you can use here to overcome, to get more credibility, you can have here sample of our customers or our happy customers say about us.
So it's like a testimonial.
So when you say our happy customer means what? Means you have a business, you have a customer, and the customer are what? Are happy.
Yeah, you've had success with customers.
Okay? And you should here have some like 1 to 5 testimonials or 1 to 5 testimonials of our happy customer. Does it make sense? We always hear about having the urgency. So how I can create urgency here?
Limited time offer.
Beautiful. So you can have here limited time offer or what? Or what? Call now.
And
Now,
the first 50 people applying get something or other.
Okay, this is good course. This is excellent. Did we organize this course together yesterday?
Yeah.
If I wanna say the first 50 people will get this particular special service, how can I make it convention? by generating a code. So if you can generate a code for download, you say 50 people who are using this code, April 2017. Okay? When you stand in front of people on the stage and you first provide this particular presentation, everybody starts at the same time. So you can have a first 50 sign up. But if you want to make it on a marketing material, you should implement a code system. So if you are giving this to like ATB Bank, so say first ATB 2017 or ATB for 2017 will get, or first 50 subscriber per month will use this code.
And you know where they're coming from.
It's another angle, but I'm just looking here for it from the angle of what? Of somebody who is just receiving this particular flyer.
So in terms of the offer here, we shouldn't be trying to sell anything here, right? It's not like
It's
they're going to
directed
dish out
traffic,
money.
isn't it?
Yeah. It should just be a lead magnet related call to action, right? In general.
Because you are asking this question before answering the question, which is a great question. You are confusing yourself again. This particular flyer is made for who?
General public.
What is the next logical sequence for them to come to your program? To become what? To become an audience.
Yeah.
That's it. Where do you sell here?
Okay. So really it's download reports, download information, subscribe to this white paper, whatever. Okay.
So you wanna understand this particular sequence. Okay? So this is our general public. You wanna convert them to be audience or leads. It's very hard. If they are guts, they can come to be a customer. Okay?
So you want to give them the path to that. And
But yeah, we talked about before. We talked about that. We want to have the path, and we want to work on the path, and we want to plan the funnel following this path. If somebody will come in a faster way, it's good for you. So at this stage, there is no question of what? There is no question of selling. We are not selling anything. We just want to make them audience for us. We want to capture them as audience. There are so many people, marketers, who say, no, let's just call them lead. I say, no, I want to make them audience. Because not everybody in your database is buying from you. So here you have the code. So we have here the testimonials, our happy customers. We have the urgency, which is limited time offer for only, or sign up before that particular day to get this particular information. And you have here the potential code. Okay. What else here is missing? What else here is missing?
Address, contact information.
Address and contact information. Now, what else here is missing? Because remember, we are targeting 7, 3, 7, 30, 30. So for the 30 who don't know you, what's missing here?
Just information about.
So you want to come here and say
Small bios.
about who? About you or about the company? If it's about you, what you should have? If I want to write about you section, what should I have besides the section?
Experience in
What should I have besides the section, the writing? What should I have?
Picture.
A photo. That's right.
Is it about you? Would you recommend at this page it's about you? Or it would be, right?
It can be. Majority of us are speakers or publishers or authors or trainers. So you can have about And even if you want to talk about your organization, you have to talk about your leadership inside the organization. So if I even want to talk about Win Your Brand, I say the main trainers or the main practitioners. If I want to talk about your business, I say, Better 50 is under the helm of or under the lead of, or to meet our lead trainer from Better 50, and you should put your name. So, okay, does it make sense? What else is missing?
Well, I mean, you could turn the flyer the other way and put down.
I'm not talking about the way. I'm talking about what's missing.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about the
And
way.
that's why I'm
Okay, so
always I have nothing against you, but I'm always trying to clash it and flash it in a stop way.
Yeah.
So you try to understand that you are uncautiously system guy, which is beautiful. I love to be like that. I love to be, but however, not everybody we deal with are like that. So that's why. So what else is missing here?
Like objections.
One of the missing stuff is overcome rejections.
Or rejections, yeah.
How can I overcome rejections in this flyer?
Frequently asked questions.
You can use frequently asked questions. How you can make it better? General questions asked by our clients.
Let's suggest you have frequently asked questions.
When I tell you general questions asked by my clients means what?
You have already
Yeah,
the clients,
And
have
they
to
ask questions, and they have the dialogue, and I'm open, and I'm
They've already
sharing.
shopped. They've already shopped for
Okay.
everybody. It's almost like we've shopped around for the best prices, and we've lowered our prices in grocery stores, so you don't have to shop around.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and we should go and ask a specific question, so you can guys have some idea about what are the specific questions to be asked. So we will go through the practice of asking specific questions before lunch. So when we go for lunch, you can try to consider how to personalize these questions. Before going to these questions, what else is missing?
Is missing more?
A pretty full page.
And this is here where is perception is playing in your mind. You looked at it and you said, I want to flip the page. You took out and said, I want to partition the page, and you said it's a full page. You know what? I can basically have a logo here, or having one of these nice graphics here, and add one piece of information. It doesn't need to be a page. Like, this is all the barriers which you try to implement on your way to create these flyers. Like, I'm working with a client and she got a drift or a shift in her directions on Friday, and she could not understand what's going on. And she was out of town, so she did not get the messages of her client. And she called me early in the morning today. She said, I know that her client shifted, and I didn't get the message yet, and I was not around, but I will go and do this for my client. I said, no, you don't do it. You have first to listen to what the client said and what they are sending you. She said, no, it's most likely the same. I said, even if it's most likely the same, you have to wait. I was so passionate. I'm passionate, and I'm meeting her actually today because I'm very passionate about her, because she did not look at the barrier. If your client will call you and say, okay, hold on the contract, don't do it because there is a change, what you will do? And you are not there to hear the message.
You'll change it.
You will. No, she doesn't want to it. She wants to send the material even, because it doesn't matter.
Right.
And I loved her attitude. I love that out of the box attitude, and a very positive attitude. Because for me, oh yeah, they changed. They will call tomorrow. They will call after tomorrow. So she called and get them information, and she is reviewing the package. So I'm reviewing with her the package tonight. So you are looking at the other. Oh, so how should this look like? I don't know how to do computer graphics. Doesn't matter. Write it on a pen and paper. Write it on text. Doesn't matter. Just to have the material. So if you want to do computer graphics, we can do it right now if you have the text. So what else is missing? Remember our selling from the stage sequence.
3 challenges or 5 challenges.
Which you talked about it here, that's right? You talk about the challenges here. What the challenges, right? What is else missing? What?
The 3D defining moment.
This is where you talk about it inside the testimonial of your client. Because we still say this is another level, another micro level, where we look at how everything is effectively using the word, that's right? What else is missing? Because you are not salespeople. That's why you don't remember it.
You're not what?
You are not sales.
salespeople.
There's one thing missing here, which 80% will people will open up with it. You don't have any guarantees.
Oh, the guarantees. I have guarantees. But you're not guaranteeing anything because you're not selling anything. What do you guarantee?
Having a great experience when I try it out.
%100% guarantee to address your needs.
Yeah, but you're not selling them anything. You're giving them a download or you're asking them to.
But who cares if you give me a bad download? Like part of the misinformation or misperception we have that everybody's selling us anything on Facebook is correct, because we don't know them. 92, we had I was working for an agency, and we had these people from Exxon Valdez cleanup, and they were foremen, they were handmen, people working with their hands, cleaning Exxon Valdez spill, and the guy was just giving us nonsense stuff. So we went to our superior and said, you know what, like, why do we have this 2 weeks course? There's nothing for us to use. We are developers. We want to developing simulators and building virtual reality rooms before even virtual reality became a main topic.
Right.
So the guy stand and said, why you guys want to complain? I can tell you, an expert is somebody lives 50 miles away and take your watch, tell you the time. No terminology, take your watch, tell you the time. That's it. Right now, an expert, he lives 2 friends away from you on social media.
That's right too.
That's it. And remember, when we talk about the challenger sale, we've proven that the relationship sales will close 4%. Like if you want to sell on relationships, the closure rate is 4%. This is the studies I did. The relationship sales will not give you big money. It's faster to close, but it's only 4%. So you should have some kind of guarantee and satisfaction.
And what satisfaction?
Satisfaction. So you can have things say the only system with guaranteed results or 100% guaranteed or whatever. You should be able to put these messages inside here.
We had talked before about doing the 100% guaranteed results, because it really does depend on how much effort the individual puts into it on their end, and you can't guarantee how much time they're going to put in. Well, that if you use the tools, you will be guaranteed.
And this is where you have the exclusion as with the letter star. Results will vary from one to another. So you can have the caveat, they call it caveat, that you say results will vary. Okay? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Now, Let's talk about rejection. So what are the rejection questions which you can address?
Refunds. Well, guarantee is one of them, right?
Yep. So what are the rejection questions? Like if you say,
Don't have the money, don't have the time.
so okay, so it's the time, money. What else? The questions will be related to.
Effectiveness?
Results
Results, yeah.
or effectiveness. Is it for everyone? What else? The easiest one, cost of not doing it. So you should have at least 5 questions which can target this particular 5 areas. So what are sample questions on time?
I don't have the time to do this.
Okay, I don't have the time to do this. Or how long will it take to see results? That's right. What about the questions of money?
I don't have the money right now.
Or
It's too expensive.
in a flyer without telling the money.
Okay.
So just how much does it cost?
We not say how much it costs.
Right.
So what kind of
Yeah.
questions about money we can ask? We call it ROI. So you can address the return of investment. That's right. So you can say, will I see what's my ROI, or will I see a return of investment, or, and then you can answer this as a question.
So, how do you measure that? An ROI? Is-
How expensive? How much you charge for your program?
I don't know, I haven't figured it
Guess how much should it be?
out. Okay, $1,000.
$1,000. If I pay you $1,000, how much return I will get in exchange?
Well,
So-
it may not be monetary return though,
Well,
that's
no,
the
you
point.
save money.
You're either, yeah, this is where we have this is where we have to talk about the concept. If I invest in you $1,000, are you helping me making more money that I cannot make without you? Or are you helping me to save cost and burden that I cannot make without you? So money is, you save money or you make money. So if I come to you, you will come to the one-stop shop which can show you the plans. So you save your time and money of shopping around. That's right.
So for me, like for the lifestyle kind of thing, then we'll go through some exercises to narrow down what some interests are, so that you're not, paying for extra courses that are, like you might want to try out knitting 101 or horseback riding 101 or something, but we'll narrow it down so that you don't waste your money trying out all these other things that.
Yeah, it can be like that.
Mhm.
Or it can be also the money invested to rectify the wrong activity.
Yeah, or if it's more on the feeling side of things that,
The feeling is priceless because the time cannot be recovered. So if you don't enjoy what you do, you don't have more time to enjoy different things anymore. Okay? These are some ideas. And remember, this is only one page, okay? And you said we can split it into, we talk about quarter and half, and so you may not have, like, it's good to touch base over these 4 or 5 areas, but you may not be the right one. But I believe that the brainstorming session in this way open for you some perception.
Well, you can scale it up and down depending on the media. Like if you had a small ad on a community newspaper, you'd at least do the hook and the call to action.
So what I'm looking for from you before next Saturday, for each one of you, is I'm looking from you to have a flyer that I can put it away. I put it on my way to other people I know, that they'll be able to join back and call you back. This is the homework of today, okay? Yeah. So
then what would you put in for your ROIs then?
For my ROIs, I would put generally around the systems that I put in place have returned, say, $500 on medical costs, because HeartMath has all of these things. So I wouldn't mention HeartMath. I would do that, and then I personally have found individuals after 14 days of my 21-day program, people are able to see better. This guy just he says, I can see better, I have less pain. I'm thinking like, holy smokes, you're practicing every day. But so I can blend in some of the HeartMath statistics, which are actually, I can send them case studies for that. And I can blend in some of my own experience.
now, if you don't have these statistics and these numbers, you can actually search it and find out.
Yeah.
Like today I got a message from someone. She said on the average household in Canada, they waste $1,000 on food. They throw it to the garbage. I'm not sure where she got the statistic. A year, yeah. So she said, imagine if you just buy for $1,000 enough meals, and you just basically don't stop doing everything at home, and just buy a ready-made meal for you. So this was very interesting statistics.
Yeah, because how much would $1,000 meal that would last you maybe 2 months?
If the meal is $20, this will be 50 meals.
Yeah, but it depends how big your family is.
Yeah, but
Yeah, 50
I'm
meals.
not sure 1,000 per person or whatever, but this was just something.
That's
So
interesting.
so this was a very interesting one, and
It's a good thing. Like,
which means that we waste about $100, $80 to $100 a month. And I start immediately remember how much did we throw out because we had the long staying food in the fridge,
yeah,
or like I start immediately,
yeah.
but okay. Now, what about results and effort? What are the questions about results or efficiency? So you can have questions like, when will I see the results? When I will experience the results? When my surrounding will notice? When can I implement? What else? What do I expect from the program? And
What about things like you will get X, Y, and Z as part of the program? Where does that go?
it's a good question. It's supposed to go. Okay, the question is, what if I want to put some details on the program, or it can go in any of these points, and it also can be repeated under the Q&A. As a matter of fact, if you design your own website, you should have a Q&A on your own website. A Q&A tab. Questions, frequently asked questions, or questions about the program. Okay? Now, if you have been in the media, or on podcast, or on whatever, you can also have something say what others say, or what media said, or as seen on media, and you can get quotes from the magazines or wherever you are and use them. What are the questions of cost not doing it? What kind of questions people can ask for not doing it?
Well, for me, I've heard stories about, say, people in the military who've stayed in the military their entire lives versus some of their colleagues who left after their service calculation ended, and then they started a second career, went on to do something else. The people that retired after just staying in the military their whole life, within a few years, most of them have died.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean I haven't the stats to find out about it, but I had this one fellow tell me that his colleagues that were in his unit, most of them had died, but stayed there. And I think
So you can talk about feeling anxiety, feeling abandoned, feeling left out, having chronic disease.
Mhm.
What else? In business, you may want to talk about windows of opportunity. Like if you don't do it right now, what will happen? You are basically losing the opportunity. That's right. The other one is it for me or for everyone? So, is it for me or for everyone? You may want to talk about what skills do you need to plan, or what kind of characteristics you need. Like if you do this for a nail, it's only for women, okay? So you can say, is it for everyone? Is tattoo for everyone? Yes, however, we specialize in teenager, okay?
So, getting back to the very beginning when you were talking about avatars, now we're going really broad again and not targeting our avatars, right?
You can target your avatar through the questioning. You can target avatars through here. So if you say, are you worried about your business? Or are you a small business owner? So you can target them. The message here is different than the avatar, because the message here is, I want to throw this inside the general public to do what?
Only pick up those who should become my audience.
Should become my audience. How will I capture the audience? They can call me on the phone, they can send me email, they will download my whatever it is. So this will be my audience. So to do this step, this is the nature of the material required. Okay? The more questions you can ask them, write them down, write the questions down, and write the answers, and let's circulate them. And the following question will be is, where will I present this flyer? I believe I covered majority of the information on the flyer. Now, before we go where we'll present this flyer, should the flyer have your logo? Yes or no?
I think so.
It can.
Can, but doesn't
Part of
have to,
branding,
right?
Okay. Can the flyer have a photo of a depressed person, or somebody confused, or have a graphics, or have an image?
I think it should.
It can, or should. It can. Like I can get here, somebody confused with question mark. Like my point is, if you have the text, you should allow to have graphics supporting it.
Mm-hmm.
But just your job is to create the text without formatting, because I cannot create it for you. And if I go outside, if somebody said, okay, I don't know what are kind of questions I ask, what should I do? Visit your competitors. One of the common questions are all retirement planner the same?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Why Passenger Finder.
Sorry?
What's your company name?
Panther Power.
Panther Power. Why Panther Power? Why Better 50?
Obviously.
Okay. And when you answer these questions, you should talk about the values of what you drive to your client, or the speciality you have. Maybe because we are the only specialized group in town for Army and others. I don't know. So this is our samples of the questions. Where can you find a good source of questions? Remember the branding exercise we did? Okay. If you want to do yourself a good service, just produce the answers from this branding exercise on a Word document and name it my brand plan. I couldn't do it for the sake of the time as last time, that we can have a file like that. But this is, and give it a version 0. Because every time you start to go through the branding exercise, what will happen? What will happen? You will have better answers.
Yeah, it becomes clearer and clearer.
Yeah.
And there are changes in there too, where you think in the beginning it might be this, but the second or third time it crystallizes.
Now, if
might
you
be
have
different.
if you have a secret sauce, what you will do? You will add the secret sauce or the tool name as trademark. You can add it somewhere here. If you cannot create this one pager, there is a serious issues you have to consider about your understanding for what are you serving as. And I believe all of us in this room are at the stage that we can do this particular one pager. It may end up more than a page now, okay? But let's call it this particular page. Do you want to go for lunch, or let's continue and ask a few questions?
Let's do lunch.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's break for lunch, and after lunch we can continue and say, where can we distribute these flyers?